GST, the most searched word in Google. There are already so many taxes available in India. Then what is the need for GST? To know more about GST, you need to know a little bit of basics of the tax. In India, the tax is divided into two. One is direct tax and second is indirect tax. Direct tax is being collected from the particular person directly by the government. And the indirect tax is being collected by the sellers from the consumers and giving it to the government. That's called indirect tax. So this GST is going to change the indirect tax much. Say for example, a person who's going to a hotel or a restaurant getting something. So the consumer has to pay a service tax to the hotel, and that amount will be given to the government by the hotelier or the restaurant owner to the government. So this is indirect tax. So in indirect tax, service tax, sales tax and VAT, these three components are there in indirect tax. That's mainly, these are the three components. VAT is value added tax. So this value added tax and service tax and sales tax, these are the tax is being adjusted by the central government. So why GST is being implemented? So this value added tax, it's different in different states in India. Say for example, if I want to buy a mobile phone from Pondicherry or any of the union territories, the cost is cheaper. So the people from Chennai normally go to Pondicherry, they will buy a mobile phone from Pondicherry because the tax is less there and tax is high in Chennai. Manufacturing states like Tamil Nadu has a high tax for certain goods, whereas the consumeristic states like Bihar, Uttar Pradesh has less tax for some of the goods. So to make this uniform, central government is introducing this GST. The second most benefit of implementing this GST is country's production will increase. How it can happen? Okay. Today, a manufacturing state like Tamil Nadu is producing cars and electronic items and other things. So it's been selling across the country. Say for example, it's being manufactured in Chennai and selling in Bombay. The transportation, the lorries need to take it in the highway, so they need to pay a lot of tax in different states. Okay, so the amount of time spending is really high. If they don't pay the tax, or if the amount of time being reduced for logistics, so they can reach in a day from Chennai to Bombay, maximum 36 hours. But now they are spending almost 60 hours by road. So by doing this, the logistics timing will get reduced and production will get increased. And because of this increase in production, the country's GDP will expected to grow by 1.5% to 2%. If you see the annual budget, India's annual budget is 19 lakh crores. 19 lakh crores. But so far, after freedom, so far India's budget is a deficit budget. So by implementing this GST, central government is expecting that we can make more money and we can fulfill the budget so that there will not be any deficit in the budget. This is the ambition of the government. The GST implementation has not started recently. It has started in 1990 and it's been decided by then by the Congress government. So it took nearly 20 years to implement this GST in India. And second most advantages of implementing GST is the retailers or the sellers, they can directly pay the tax through online system. That's the biggest question, whether the whole of India has got the internet connection or not. So we are not getting into that. So most of the cities and villages and all those things are now being connected through internet, and that is the mission of Digital India also. Okay. So let's see how these goods are getting affected by implementing GST. So most of the consumer goods like preserved vegetables, GST tax will be 18%, whereas the existing is 0. And butter, ghee and cheese, the existing tax is 6 and GST will be 12. Frozen meat, the existing tax is 6 and GST will be 12%. Salt and bread are exempted from the GST. Right now it's 0 as well. And coffee and tea, existing tax is 6%, GST will be 5%. Vegetable fats and oils, the existing tax is 12% and GST will be 5%. Refined sugar, the existing tax is 26% and GST will be 18%. If you see the lifestyle and home equipments like cell phone, the current tax is 6% and GST will be 18%. Air conditioners, the current tax is 26 and GST will be 28. Refrigerators, the current tax is 26 and GST will be 28. Furnitures, the current tax is 26 and GST will be 28. Bicycle and sports equipment, the current tax is 18.5 and GST will be 12. Washing machines, the current tax is 26 and GST will be 28. Kitchen items and utensils, aluminum utensils, the current tax is 18.5 and GST will be 12. LPG for domestic use, the current tax is 17% and GST will be 5. Iron, steel and kerosene stoves, the current tax is 18.5 and GST will be 5%. Copper utensils, GST is 5, the existing is 18.5. When it comes to construction, the current tax for cement is 30%, GST will be 28. Steel bars and rods, the current tax is 19.5 and GST will be 18%. Paints and varnishes, the current tax is 26%, GST will be 28%. Putty and wall fittings, the current tax is 26 and GST will be 28. Ceramic tiles, the current tax is 26 and GST will be 28. Tempered glass, the current tax is 26 and GST will be 28. Sand, lime bricks and fly ash bricks, the current tax is 6% and GST will be 5%. Fresh vegetables, fresh juices, food grains, there is no tax in GST. But the packaged juices, the current tax is 12%, which remains the same in GST as well. Fertilizers, the current tax is 18.5%, whereas in GST it's only 12%. Services like non-AC or alcohol serving restaurants, the current tax is 13 to 14, GST will be 12%. AC and alcohol serving restaurants, the current tax is 22, in GST it will be 18. 5-star restaurants, the current tax is 18, whereas in GST a huge leap increase, that's like 28%. And when it comes to the medical equipments like hearing aids, ECG machines, BP monitors, and all will be charged 12% in GST. There is no change on Ayurvedic, Unani, homeopathy, and Siddha medicines. It remains the same of 12%. So it clearly shows the implementation of GST is not affecting the common people, because the food grains and the basic needs, fruits, vegetables, all those things are exempted from GST. So common people no need to worry about GST, but the implementation of GST will definitely add strength to our country. And moreover, this GST is not new. The GST has been implemented in Western countries and rest of the world 40-50 years back. we are a little bit late of implementing the GST. It's one country, one tax. Jai Hind. Thank you.